Morning. What's going on? It's Kyle Anderson of Bama Football on YouTube. Can I get a roll tide inside the comment box? Today is Monday. It is March 3rd. I hope you are off to an amazing start. Today we have spring football practice. As the news comes in, I'll get the news to you right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Want to give a special shout out to my son. He came up and helped me with some new lighting. I don't know if you caught my show last night. It came on for a little while, informal, talking about a couple things that happened on Sunday, like the new jerseys and a couple other miscellaneous items. But he helped me set up kind of some new lighting, right? Looks good, feel good. Look good, feel good. And I hope you're feeling good today because we have Alabama football spring practice. Look, if you're out there, still get excited about this stuff. It's Alabama football. Okay, we don't know what's going to happen the next 14 days. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but we do know that we have today and we have some football. In fact, we have Coach Keelon DeBoer's press conference, which will be at 12 p.m. Central Time. I'll carry that here on Bama Football on YouTube. I'll talk about it. I'll go over the high points of Coach Keelon DeBoer talking about practice number 1, which starts today in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. By the way, it's a really nice day today. I have it right now. This morning, it was like 38 degrees. I would imagine it's warmed up. The guys will be outside. Practice is at 8:30. They're probably getting finished up with practice number 1. There's a couple things that I definitely want to go over. This morning, I'll probably go up until like 10:40, something like that. And then stay tuned. So this is what's going to happen, and this is how today is going to work. So I'm going to have my show, probably like 40 minutes today. And then Coach Keelon DeBoer, 10:45. I'm going to listen. I'm going to watch Coach Keelon DeBoer. And then I'm going to come back at 12 p.m. Central Time and play Coach Keelon DeBoer's press conference. I'm going to pause it, stop it, go over some high points, put everything in place. So you'll get me a couple times today. Right now at 10, 12, and then I'll probably pop on tonight, 8 p.m., something like that, once, things are kind of settled and we have some more meat on the bone to talk about. But I appreciate you guys being in here. Let me talk to a couple people inside the comment box. Miss Careless, what's up? I see you inside the comment box. Michael Coleman, Nicole Covington, Max Tooney, what's up, man? Chris from New Jersey, Javion Smith, Kimberly, what's going on? Chris Waltman, Larry Large, good morning, man. I see you inside the comment box. And Daniel Adams, what's up, man? So yeah, a full slate today. I appreciate you guys being here. Drop a thumbs up on the video. I appreciate the super chats, or if you guys just being inside the comment box, it works for me. So thank you so much. So let's get into it. Some news is kind of out there. There's nothing major, but there's some things that are noteworthy that I think we should talk about. And the first thing is talking about this young man, Keon Russell. If you hadn't had an opportunity to check out the interview with him and Ryan Williams, I thought it was a pretty good interview. Nothing really earth-shaking, but those two guys clearly have a good camaraderie, have a good continuity, good flow with these guys together. It's on Yale, Alabama. And you know what? It's going to be interesting to see what happens kind of in the future with these recruiting sites that are charging going up against Yale, Alabama, right? Because now it's like there's coverage all over the place. So whatever. The thing that we know is that Keon Russell, right, has put on 17 pounds since he arrived in Tuscaloosa. He's now up to 6'3", 192 pounds. I'd still like to get him, maybe up to, 210, 250, because the guy's 6'3", but it's good to see, right? There's a couple takeaways from that interview that I liked, right? From saying that I'm looking like an attorney. Better call Kyle. Yeah, I don't know. I've been rocking the blazer again. Sometimes it helps me kind of get into the flow of things, whatever. But what was interesting is on this interview that he did with Ryan Williams, he was talking about, when Bama calls, you answer the phone. And he said that after Alabama offered, that everybody started calling him. And that's just the thing that I always talk about is once you are in kind of the Alabama spectrum, or you play to Alabama, everybody's going to call you. And you have to give it up to Nick Sheridan, Coach Keelon DeBoer. I know people have different things to say about Nick Sheridan, whatever, but you know what? They went after Keon Russell. Not a lot of people were talking about him, okay? Remember, he was committed to SMU, and credit to SMU staff because, look, who would have thought that SMU would have made the even playoffs at the beginning of the season, right? They had this young man committed. So credit to the coaches for being able to see that. And I think that should provide you optimism as well in terms of their scouting abilities. There was a lot of people that didn't know about Keelon Russell until Alabama football went right to him. He also talks about this specific story. What's up, Garrett? I see you inside the comment box, man. Yeah, Santa Monica, where you at? Even Hollywood trying to get. What's up? All right, so Keelon Russell tells this story. And he's saying he's at practice. Practice, we're talking about practice. And he has a terrible practice. He's throwing ducks. He's just not feeling it. We've all been there, right? He's off. And Coach Kalen DeBoer and Nick Sheridan are there watching him. And Keelon Russell's kind of down on himself, and he's like, yo, I didn't have the best practice. But Coach Kalen DeBoer and Nick Sheridan come to him, and they're like, look, we know what you're capable of. We've seen enough to know that when it's your time, you're going to be the guy. And Keelon Russell talks a lot about that loyalty and a lot about just kind of that, natural click that he had with the coaching staff. And once Keelon Russell committed to Alabama, I felt it was a gigantic home run, and you saw how many other prospects they got during that cold summer or whatever it was, right? So it's a good story. I recommend you check it out. There's a lot of different content to check out, and I appreciate you guys rocking here. Again, if you're just joining us, today at 12 p.m. Central Time, I'll be running Coach Kalen DeBoer's press conference here on Bama Football on YouTube. I'll break it down. We'll go over some high points after Alabama's first practice, which should be wrapping up here within the next 30 minutes. They started at 8:30 today. You'll get a couple different opportunities to see Alabama football practice, whether it's, clips from the university that they send out. But I'll package things and we'll break it down as we always do right here on Bama Football on YouTube. One last thing, for those of you just joining us or those checking in, I'm probably go till like 10:40 today, and then I'm going to watch Coach Kalen DeBoer's press conference, repackage everything, come back at 12 p.m., go over the press conference, play it for you, and then I'll be back again tonight at 8 p.m., I'm thinking, to kind of button things up. Sound good? That's kind of the schedule today. All right. So overall, and Charlie Potter of On3 has a really great breakdown of kind of how all this stuff works, who's gained weight, who's lost weight, all that stuff. That guy is there's so many shining stars in this industry that cover Alabama football. It's really amazing, honestly. But look at these were some of the major takeaways that I saw in terms of like who gained weight, who lost weight, whatever. I'll go full screen. So you got Jeremiah Beeman over here on the far left. Added 16 pounds, and now he's up to 312 pounds. This is important because I feel that the area that I'm curious about on the defense is the defensive line. I know what I got at linebacker. I know what I got at the whoop position. But with the defensive line outside of Tim Keenan and James Smith, who else I got? Who is going to rise up? Who's going to be another guy that we can lean on with the interior defensive line? I'm talking about a big defensive tackle, right? That's why I'm watching Steve Ambua. But, if Jeremiah Beeman wants to add 16 pounds and he's 312 pounds and he can add some depth to that rotation, I'm all for it, right? Fatoa Henry, this is Cavante Henry. That was pointed out this morning because when he originally signed, he came in as Cavante. So now he's Fatoa, right? And I'll work on the pronunciation if I got that wrong. But he added 26 pounds, and you're like, who the hell is he? Well, he's a wolf position player. I'm telling you, look, I've watched a lot of football. So have you guys. And sometimes I feel like I have a good eye for, talent. Henry right here at the wolf position, I know you have Ja Latham, you have Quay Rusa, you have, Noah Carter, who will be in his second year. You have Yanzi Pierre, who will be in his third year. But, man, I have a feeling just by watching the film that Fatoa Henry, he has it. He's added 26 pounds. Now he's at 248 pounds. And if he can retain that speed, then, all for it. From 1866 Kyle for an attorney. You know what? When I first moved here into the area, the Alexander Shannara, the billboards were, I learned just recently that he has first right to any billboard in the state of Alabama. So if a billboard comes up for sale, he has first dibs at it. I'd never seen anything like it. And it goes all the way into Florida, right? And I was talking to an attorney one time, and when he was coming up, Alexander Shannara, they kind of looked at him kind of at like this silly little lawyer. But now, I think he has the last laugh. Michael Coleman, what's up, man? Good to see you inside the comment box. Byron Walker says Keelon has been eating. Yeah. Dylan, what's up, man? Bro, Ja Latham, in the way some of the real talent. Look. at that wolf position, I'm interested to see what happens. I really am, because, I thought that Ja Latham might leave, and then you'd have Keon Russell, and then you'd have Yonze Pierre as kind of your 1-2 combo, but now there's kind of a logjam right there. So let's see what happens. All right, Keelon Russell, as I spoke about, up to 17 pounds. I think Ty Simpson is like 210 pounds, right? Okay, pause the music. Okay? Marshall Pritchett, we're going to watch him. People write this down. Someone record this. Is someone recording? Pearl, Peach? The two Frenchies over here sleeping. All right. Marshall Pritchett, this guy's at 235 pounds. Look at this photo right here of him. 6'6", 235 pounds. He has speed. I think he broke his collarbone, if I'm not mistaken. He had something with his shoulder. Nothing very serious. I broke my collarbone a couple different times earlier this year. He should be, 100% good to go. I'm watching him as kind of one of these sleeper freshmen that is coming in. I really am. Man, I've been wishing on a star for some sort of like tight end. Marshall Pritchett. Anybody feeling good about Marshall Pritchett? Invest B started a dynasty, man. Yeah, I'm in my third year of my dynasty. I don't play the sticks a lot, but every once in a while I get on. Maybe at some point in time I'll stream another season. It was just stressful when I streamed because I'm not a streamer. I barely play the game, and here I was streaming to everybody on, the big screen, sweating. Man, those were some crazy times. All right, Jason inside the comment box says Beeman played a lot in the Michigan game. I think he will be good. Love the show, Kyle. I appreciate it, man. Thanks. That's what's up, man. I hope you're off to a really good Monday. Carlos, what's up, man? You feeling me on Marshall Pritchett? I think that dude's gonna start. I don't think he's gonna start. I think he's going to start to turn heads during this time. And even Jack Wells feels good about Caleb Edwards, who's another tight end that came in, right? From still on the attorney talk. Chat, what y'all think, Kyle, attorney or prosecutor? I think I could be both, right? We could do like attorney or prosecutor, right? That could be it. Look, I could get on and we could do some of the segments like that, right? All right, and then Ja Latham over here, he lost 13 pounds because they want him to be more athletic for that wolf position. Remember, he was a defensive lineman at that bandit position before they switched him to the wolf position after Q-Rob went out with the injury later on in the season. Chris Walton wants to know, is Keon Keeley still at Bama? Yes, he is still at Bama. Will he stay at Bama? I would imagine that he does. I'm really hopeful that he does. Okay, Mike Rodak for Bama 247. I always like to give these team reporters praise because I've seen these guys work. So whether you follow Mike Rodak, Charlie Potter, Tony Sukalis, recruiting, and all those guys do. I've seen them grind. I have. Okay. Mike Rodak says this: Alabama's roster lists 124 players entering spring practice, which doesn't include 3 summer enrollees as freshmen. That means, assuming the House settlement is finalized, the Tide will need to cut 22 players by this fall to comply with the new 105-man roster limit. Interesting. Very interesting. So that's something that we'll be watching once that House for a settlement. When does that happen? Well, it's supposed to take place on July 1st, which will mean that Alabama would now have $20 million to pay the entire student athletes that are here. How much goes to the football team? I don't know. People are estimating $16 million. I mean, come on. Is $16 million Nate Oates? Is that going to be enough for Coach Oates to keep eating? All right. Also in the news, I'm telling you, I'll probably be here around 10:40, and then I got to dip out for Coach Kalen DeBoer's press conference. Then I'll be live again at 12 p.m. to air Coach Kalen DeBoer's press conference here, go over it, point out some things that he said, highlight a couple things, and then tonight, 8 p.m. as well. These are also uploaded as podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Appreciate you guys being here. All right, let's see. So this was interesting right here, so stay with me. All right, so Alabama recently added Jaden Hobson to its roster. I think this happened yesterday. From Tuscaloosa, Hillcrest guy. Anybody know where the Bobby Miller Center is here in Tuscaloosa? Yo, if you know where the Bobby Miller Center is, you're in Hillcrest country. That's where I work out on Thursday mornings. You want to come work out at 5:30 in the morning on Thursdays? Come out to the Bobby Miller Center. Find me in the parking lot with a bunch of other guys. Boot camp style. But anyway, 6'5", 295 pounds. So after he left high school from Hillcrest, he signed with Mississippi State. From Mississippi State, then he went to South Alabama. Now, according to AL.com, he dropped out of school to enter the workforce. Hey, look, work is work. The guy wanted to put, some money in his pocket, whatever. And now he is enrolled at the University of Alabama. Well, through University of Alabama and Yale, Alabama, they release the heights and weights and the jersey numbers, all this stuff. He's listed in the 40s. I'll show the new jersey numbers here in a second. And this morning, he's listed at 255 pounds, and he's listed as a tight end. So, look, who saw, by the way, the NFL Combine? Who saw Robbie Oots absolutely killing it? Robbie Oots and C.J. Dupree had a wonderful NFL Combine. My point is, you bring in another tight end, I guess, to play that H-back position. I would imagine that the H-back could be Danny Lewis, because Danny Lewis is still here. Remember, he kind of entered the transfer portal, then pulled back out. You have Josh Cuevas, but he's not an H-back. Alabama does like a 12 personnel set. Or they did last year at least. 12 personnel set was when you have two tight ends on the field at the same time, right? Yeah, I know. Robbie Oots absolutely crushed him, man. He had a fantastic combine. I wish the 49ers would pick him up. But we have Kyle Juszczyk, and I'm glad they got rid of Debo. I really am, man. Yeah, C.J. Dupree and Robbie Oots had the most bench press reps. David Ballou, Alabama's strength coach, gave them props. But I was happy that the 49ers got rid of Debo. I am, man. He underperformed. Liked him. There was a time. Big fan of him, but I think you kind of move on. Clint Eastwood, what's up, man? I see you inside the comment box. Everybody post your favorite Clint Eastwood movie inside the comment box. I think my favorite Clint Eastwood movie is there's two of them. The original Escape from Alcatraz, and is it The Mule? Was that the one? Right, where he starts working for like the drug cartel. You've seen this movie? It's a great movie. I think he directed it. Max Tooney's going with Unforgiven. Man, don't say that, Jordan. Jordan's saying Robbie Oots with the Raiders or with the Ravens. Man, you imagine him blocking out there for the King? Yikes. All right. So who knows what Jaden Hobson's going to do? Anyways, he came in on Sunday. All right. All right. Let's talk about spring position battles. We'll hit on this. I'll be here until like 10:40, and then I'll be back at 12 p.m. Gran Torino, Unforgiven, Where Eagles Dare. There's a lot of good movies, man. The Mule was good. I like that. So clearly we all know, we've been following this for a long time. The quarterback battle for number one. $1 Million Baby is a damn good movie. Nice, Daniel. So anyways, the quarterback number one, I don't know who it's going to be. I would imagine it's Ty Simpson. And that's no disrespect to Austin Mack or Keelon Russell. I just think that they're going to give him a shot to see if he can be the quarterback. But we're all watching that. I would imagine today when we see the small clips that are really, can be meaningless, if you're just watching them, that he's going to be the guy working with the first team offense. But the way that Alabama has ran its offensive practices is they do it so that Keelon Russell will be working with the first team offense as well, and so will Austin Mack. They'll give each of those guys opportunities to work with like Ryan Williams, Isaiah Horton, Jeremy Bernard, and they'll continue to give those guys opportunities. It's not just like ones work with ones. They'll get those guys all mixed out. And that's the biggest thing. That's one of the biggest storylines in college football is following Jalen Milroe, who will be the next guy to lead the Alabama quarterback room. The next thing I got, and we've spent 5 trillion times talking about that. I want to see a consistent quarterback. I want to see more underneath route combinations from the wide receivers. I love a deep ball. Look, man, look, when I played football, there was nothing better than when I would line out wide and coach would tell me a takeoff route. That's my favorite thing. But these athletes are so dynamic after the catch. I want to see more stuff under 15 yards, right? I want to see crossing routes. I want to see slants. And a quarterback that can really work the field, limiting mistakes, that has athleticism, that can keep the chains moving, that can come through in big plays. You know, I want to see that. And if Ty's able to do that, you know, I kind of looked at the Wisconsin game in the short amount of time that we saw Ty Simpson in there. He was kind of working that intermediate area that we like. There's nothing wrong with crossing routes or, you know, dig posts that are 15 under. There's nothing wrong with that. Jason wants to see the slant. There was nothing more exciting than seeing Tua hit some of his wide receivers across the middle of the field and letting those wide receivers do the rest. Now, Tua had a great deep ball as well. Daniel Adams talking about Latsier Brooks. By the way, Latsier Brooks wearing number 17. I don't know who's going to be running back number 2. I think that there's probably a position battle for running back number 2. Because you got Jam Miller as the guy. And I think, to be honest, you have Richard Young versus, you know, Draylon Washington versus Daniel Hill. And we don't really know too much about A.K. Deer other than the fact that he's wearing number 0. I like that. And you have also Kevin Riley, right? So, look, we don't know a lot about Draylon Washington, who transferred in. But he didn't transfer in here to be the 4th string running back. And if I was to ask you real quick who you think is going to be running back number 2, I think that 90% of you would probably say Richard Young. Is there anyone, let me ask you like this. Is there anyone inside the comment box that there could be a different running back number 2 when kind of the dust settles? Anybody feeling like a Draylon Washington? Or like a A.K. Deer, or maybe like a Daniel Hill kind of emerges? Daniel Adams points out, he's like, you're not staying to be running back 3. Daniel Hill probably, I think, you know, our dark horse is at quarterback is Austin Mack, at running back is Daniel Hill. That could be an interesting topic, too, is like, who are our dark horses at these positions? Dr. Melton, what's up, man? See you inside the comment box. The From 334. I think Richard Young's a beast, too, bro. I co-sign on that. That's a hell of a combo, 1-2 combo. You just got to get him the football. And that's another thing that we're watching, too, is how, and we're not going to know that. We are not going to know how the offense is used until you start playing games. Lynn Shaneyfield inside the comment box with an important point out. Happy birthday to the greatest man ever to coach at Alabama, Coach Stallings. Changed more people's lives. His relationships with John Mark was so special. Coach was the greatest role model at Alabama. Yeah, look, happy birthday to Coach Stallings for sure. I mean, you look at some of the past great coaches. I saw that, it was Coach Stallings' birthday. Was it yesterday or is it today? And I think that goes with, like, some of the stuff that Coach Kalen DeBoer does, like, off the field that we've seen. It is admirable, right? He seems to have a spot in his heart, in his time to, like, kind of help some less fortunate people. If you saw the docuseries, you know, the family from, like, Wetumpka, right? I like stuff like that. I think the more that you mature as a person, you understand, like, giving back, and that's a really good sign from those coaches, how they've been able to give back and, I don't know, kind of the connection. I like that sort of stuff. Coach Saban did amazing stuff, too, and his legacy now will kind of move to the Saban Center, right? they're building over here where the old Tuscaloosa News is. If anybody knows and has been to Tuscaloosa, or lived in Tuscaloosa, where the old Tuscaloosa News is. They've completely buried that down, and that's where the Saban Center is going. Yeah, Ryan Grubb will speak sometime this week. Yeah, Jeremiah Taylor. Okay, for those of you just checking in, one more time, at 12 p.m. Central Time, I'm going to play Coach Kalen DeBoer's press conference right here on Bama Football on YouTube, right? So about 10:45, I'm going to peel away. I'm going to come back. I'm going to play it for you guys, chop it up, point out some things that he said, stuff like that. So at 12 p.m. Central Time, come back. More position battles that we're watching. I think the wide receiver room, after Ryan Williams, after Jeremy Bernard, after Isaiah Horton, I think Isaiah Horton's going to come here and be a starter immediately. He didn't come here, and Alabama didn't, take care of him financially. Right? We have no idea how much he got paid or whatever, but he didn't come here for free to sit on the pine. Like that, those are the three wide receivers that are absolutely going to be 1, 2, and 3, right? And then I think after that, who are going to be the guys next in line, and how much can those guys be utilized, like a Rico Scott, and really, honestly, Jalen Mbakwe. That's one of the biggest storylines this spring season is what does Jalen Mbakwe, how is he utilized in the offense? Jarvis, what's up, man, with the super chat? I appreciate you, bro. Jarvis points out, I guess this time when Ryan Grubb addressed the Red Elephant Room, he actually means it this time. I am your offensive coordinator. Fromm wants some new member helmets. Have we already passed our member helmets? Yeah, I'll look into that. I'll write that down. And if you guys are thinking about becoming a fan funder, it's only $2.99 to support Bama Football on YouTube. Cheaper than a Red Bull. For a month. This is the content. I know there's some great content creators out there, but, I'm not going to lie. Your boy's feeling it. I'm feeling good for this year. Man, I'm feeling really good. Really, really good. And I hope you guys are too. Michael Smith, what's up? DJ Smitty up in the house. All right. Yeah, I don't know how Jalen Mbakwe. And then the other thing, there's a lot of storylines within the wide receiver room like Jalen Hell. Is he 100% healthy right now? If he's 100% healthy, how the hell are you going to keep him off the field, right? Jalen Mbakwe, Rico Scott, Derek Meadows. People are wondering why he's wearing number 30. I like that. He's wearing it. He has a brother who passed away. There's some articles out there that you could read that are great. And, that's what's up. Number 30, I like that. Lautier Brooks, number 17. How are they going to utilize him? Okay, and let's see. Offensive line, the position battles, as you know, at left guard and at right tackle. Now, look, we've seen in the past, we think we have an understanding of the offensive line going into the season. Sometimes they switch things up. But from right now, starting in day one, they should be finishing up practice here momentarily. The left guard position, I would imagine that you have Geno Vandermark, Cam Dewberry, Michael Carroll battling for that left guard spot. The right guard position should be locked up by Jaden Robertson. Then the right tackle position, that should be Wilcom Formby. And after him, I don't really know who would be after Wilcom Formby. I really don't. But the team reporters, as we move through practice, will give us a better indication of who's at right tackle. Oh, those are tight. Those tier membership helmets like that, that's cool. The wolf position, I put that because you have Ja Lathan coming back and you have Quay Rusau, right, fighting for that spot. And then you have Yanzi Pierre, you have Noah Carter, you added Justin Hill, you have Cavante Henry. There are some absolute beasts at the wolf position. Fantastic. That might be the most talented. I love the defense if set up. In the wolf position specifically, I've talked about that a million different times. I'm so excited about it. Then the bandit, the number 2 position after LT Overton, you got Kelby Collins, who transferred in from Florida. You have Keon Keeley down there. You have Jordan Renard as well. A lot of really quality depth. You got to be able to hang on to these players through this next spring transfer window. Some new jersey numbers. I'll put this full screen. I know. You know what? I like this graphic that the university put out. I'll read some of these. I won't read them all. I read these yesterday. Starting with the top left, Marshall Pritchett, who's a new tight end we spoke about. He'll wear number 18. Draylon Washington will wear number 20. Steve Mbua will wear number 25. Luke Metz will wear number 26. A.K. Deere will wear number 0. Isaiah Horton, transfer in, will wear number 1. Jalen Mbakwe will change his number from 9 to 3. Daniel Hill will change his number to number 4. Derek Meadows wearing number 30. Alex Oshbroff wearing number 32. Abdul Sanders, linebacker, wearing number 35. Blake Dowell in at number 38. Dejon Lee Mustard is number 5. Jalen Hale is number 8. Justin Hill is number 8. Cam Calhoun is number 9. I guess I'll just read them all. Nakahil Green is number 41. David Bird, number 45. Jaden Hobson, number 48. Mal Waldrop, 52. Justin Jefferson, 10. Jordan Nard, number 11. Keon Keeley coming in at number 12. Ivan Taylor, 13. Jackson Lloyd, 57. Michael Carroll, 64. Michael DeBoe, 65. Cam Dewberry, 71. Fatua Henry, Cavante Henry when he signed, number 14. Duke Daryl Johnson, 15. Latsier Brooks, 17. Kelby Collins, 17. Arquel Anugum in at 76. And then Peter Knudsen in at 86. That's a lot of names to read off. All right. I appreciate you guys being here. Kyle Anderson, Bama Football on YouTube. I'll be back at 12 p.m. after I close out this morning segment. So thanks for being here. Yeah, the slides, Lisa, courtesy of the University of Alabama, they put together those graphics for all the new players that are here. So a couple additional items that we're watching throughout this first week is kind of what we talked about with the position battles. The quarterbacks, clearly. Let me just ask you straight up. What do you want to see from the quarterbacks overall? Show 44, you like that? Dude, I like that new album. I really do. Squabble up. What do you guys want to see from the quarterbacks specifically? Is like there's something like that you're watching that you can't because I think it's going to be clearly like the quarterbacks are going to be doing their standard stuff. Catch up. Army 3275, what's up, man? I see you inside the comment box. He's saying, looking forward to seeing how number 12 develops. Carol Williams saying consistency. Javion Smith, that's my song too, man. Leadership, accuracy, distribution of the football. See, I'm with you, 5 Adam. 10 to 15-yard passes. Command the offense, reads progression. What is Kyle going to do for encore? Game management. Lisa wants to throw the ball every play. And I think the quarterback position, another reason why we are so kind of hyper-focused on this is because of Ryan Grubb. Now you have a specific designed quarterback coach, and you get it and it's like getting a new notebook. You have, a blank slate with the new quarterback coming in. Alex Wilder, what's up, man? I see you inside the comment box. Offensive line, clearly, we're watching it for many different reasons because of those position battles. But I also want you to keep tabs on this. When you're watching the offensive line and when you're watching footage that comes through or you're reading your articles, is keep in mind that Alabama returns 3 offensive starters. Keep drilling that in. Caden Proctor coming back is not a bad thing at all. Parker Brailsford is an incredible talent. And then Jaden Roberts, he added like 15 pounds. I think he's up to like 326. I would imagine if Jaden Roberts has the year that we're hoping for, he'll be a first-round type guy. So theoretically, you could be working with 2 first-round offensive linemen, Caden Proctor and Jaden Roberts. I don't know if Parker Brailsford is a first-round type guy. I think because of his size in the NFL, that might not translate. I mean, he'll get drafted. But you see what I'm saying? You have 3 quality returners coming back. And then obviously the development of Will Conformity at right tackle. All the returners on defense. I mean, when you look to the defense as a whole, this is one of my favorite graphics. The stars indicate players that have started. I've showed this several times, but it is fun to look at, right? I mean, how excited are you? Is there one player for you Name two players that you're really looking forward to seeing this spring. And please keep in mind that Deontay Lawson right here, that he is out still with a knee. He'll be 100% by the time the season starts. But who are like two players that you are really looking forward to from the defensive side? I appreciate it, Jarvis. Thank you so much, man. For me, I'd probably say give me Cam Calhoun, a new player coming in, and give me James Smith. Because I've been hyping up James Smith a lot. If he can kind of match his play last year and continue to elevate, because he has speed, size, agility, like everything that you want in like a big, nasty defensive tackle. And he's super athletic. So if you have him, and we know what Tim Keelon is capable of, right? I kind of have a good understanding about a bunch of these guys. You know what? Maybe Nakai Hill-Green too. He might be one. But that can't look. If Cam Calhoun comes in, and he could, I guess, be the Husky. We don't even know if he's going to be the Husky. I would assume he's going to be. We'll find out today. So that's kind of another small preview. Alabama just finished up its first football practice. I'm going to be back at 12 p.m. today to break down Coach Kalen DeBoer's press conference. I'll play it in its entirety here. Right? We'll go over the high points of what he had to say from practice number 1, which just took place today. All right. Remember, these are uploaded to Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We also have a very active Facebook page. And if you want to check us out on Instagram, just Bama YouTube. I just fired that up as well. So a lot of areas to interact with us. But live as major news happens, and then live every day at Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Central Time. And again, I will be back at 12 p.m. Central Time to knock out Coach Kalen DeBoer's press conference. Yo, I'm feeling good, and I hope you guys are too. We got spring football practice. All right. Golf and Outdoors, what's up, man? I see you inside the comment box. That's what's up. Jacob Smith has Bray emerge as a superstar. It was fantastic to see kind of his immersion to the back end of the season. Okay, so 12 p.m., same place, right here. Bama Football on YouTube. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I have gratitude for being able to be in this space talking Alabama football. I hope that you guys are back at 12 p.m. Central Time for Coach Kalen DeBoer's press conference. Coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. See you in just a few.